welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing very well today. So firstly, before we begin, I just want to say thank you so much for all of your love and support during 12 days of Vlogmas. I had such a blast just filming these videos and, uploading them and hearing your comments and seeing your engagement and everything. So I just want to thank you so much for all of the love that I've gotten on my videos recently. And hopefully you enjoyed 12 days of Vlogmas as much as I did. I'm definitely very tired and cannot wait to take a break for a little bit and enjoy my time with family. Today is Monday, December 23rd, and that is the day that I'm filming this, and I'm on a break from work for a little bit until the new year. So I'm so excited to just rest and spend some time with family, celebrate the Christmas holiday with family, and just enjoy some time off from work, spend time with my husband, all the things. But because I'm probably not going to be seeing you until after Christmas, I just want to wish you Merry Christmas to you and your family. I hope that you have a wonderful holiday season, and if I don't see you before the new year, Happy New Year as well. And I hope that you have a wonderful holiday season. I hope that it's filled with love and comfort and joy, all of the things. And yeah, I hope that you have some time to yourself to rest and relax, but I also hope that you have some time to spend it with loved ones. So yeah, just wanted to say thank you. We had such an amazing year. 2024 had so many great things. I hit 1,000 subscribers. That was obviously such a big goal of mine. And so the fact that I was able to get that was just such a dream come true, seriously. And I feel like 12 Days of Vlogmas has really helped me with getting some more subscribers, so that's always really fun. And so I just want to thank you again for all of your love and support during 12 Days of Vlogmas. I will have my 12 Days of Vlogmas playlist linked down below so that you can catch up on all of the content that I've posted over the last 12 days, and hopefully you will enjoy all of the videos. And let me know, what do you want to see into the new year? I'm really hoping to kind of take a step back, at least within the month of January, and just use what I have. I have purchased so many wonderful and beautiful things over the past couple of months, and I want to enjoy those makeup products and just get reacquainted. Also, please let me know, do you enjoy an everyday makeup drawer, which is a monthly like shop my stash rotation where I don't update it until the next month, or do you prefer like a shop my stash, which is like a bi-weekly thing? So I have been doing everyday makeup drawer for officially a year now, and I have really enjoyed it, and I do see the benefits of doing that monthly. However, I'm curious to know how you feel about bi-weekly. So let me know your thoughts. What do you do in your everyday life? Do you do something more like an everyday makeup drawer, or do you do a shop my stash? So I'd love to hear your feedback on that, and what you want to see from me. And I'm hoping to do more of like shop my stash and like using what you have content over the next few months. So we shall see how that goes and all of that. But anyways, let's get into the regularly scheduled programming, shall we? I wanted to basically share with you my top 5 indie palettes. I've said this many times, time and again, that I have just been able to play with so many indie brands this year and new indie eyeshadow palettes this year, and it's been such a blast. Let me tell you, I feel like my love for eyeshadow has just it's deepened further, and I have just really loved and enjoyed creating new eye looks. Every single time that I do my makeup, I look forward to different eye looks that I'm going to create, and I just want to say that I'm so excited for 2025 and to see what new palette releases come out. However, I do want to be more selective. I don't want to just buy every indie palette. I really want to make sure that I'm buying a palette that actually resonates with me. It's something that I'm going to see myself wearing, all of the things. So I do want to share with you my top 5 indie palettes in my collection. So at first I thought of doing 10 palettes, like doing top 10, and then I only had like top 8, and then I was like, you know what? I'm looking at my top 5, and this is seriously what brings me the most joy, or my top 5. So that's what we're doing, top 5. So this is in no particular order. I'm not ranking or anything, but these are my top 5 indie palettes. And firstly, The Adept Cosmetics Flying Fiddles palette definitely had to be in my top 5. This packaging is beautiful, love the lace, and then in the inside you can definitely see that this is more of a neutral palette with a twist. It's beautiful, and this palette was my very first experience with Adept Cosmetics, and I was blown away at the shimmer shades. I feel like Adept, I've heard, especially from other people as well, that they can improve on their matte formula. I do feel like this matte formula is pretty good though. Keep in mind there are only 4 matte shades in this palette, but every single one performs well in my opinion. But the shimmer shades are really what shines with the brand in my opinion. But this one, if you are wanting a neutral palette from an indie brand but you always felt that they are too colorful, I do feel like this one is a really nice balance between some color, but it's still very wearable and approachable color, at least in my opinion. So this one definitely had to be in my top 5. Then arguably one of my favorite palettes in my entire collection is the Unearthly Fall Magic palette. I love Unearthly. I love every single palette from Unearthly that I have in my collection. However, the Fall Magic palette has to be my favorite one. Something about this color story is so special, and I feel like Unearthly's shimmer shades, they look beautiful in the pan, don't get me wrong, but they look a little bit unassuming. But then whenever you put them on the lids, I am blown away at how beautiful they are. They really do shine. They're very impactful on the lids, and every single time, I've said this many times every time I talk about this palette, but every time I wear this palette, I get compliments on my eyeshadow. It's every single time. It's very crazy how that happens, but it's true. And I feel like that's usually the case whenever I wear indie palettes or indie eyeshadow on my eyes. I just feel like I always get compliments because the shimmer shades just really shine, you know? And so this one is in my top 5, and like I said, it's arguably one of my top palettes in my entire collection. So this is beautiful. This is where I would recommend you start with Unearthly, because this one is just truly special. Then we have Bella Beauté Bar. I really enjoyed them this year, and my favorite palette, or one of my top palettes from them, is Strange and Unusual. And this one was the one that kind of started it for me this year. I feel like I tend to play it pretty safe whenever it comes to makeup looks and eyeshadow and all of that, but I feel like this palette really got me out of my comfort zone. So this one is obviously inspired by Beetlejuice, and here is what the beautiful color story looks like. I love the shifty shades in here. I love that, yes, this is very colorful, right? But I love that because of the purples and some of the other lid shades, I do feel like if you pair this with some like neutral matte colors, you can actually have a really beautiful neutral look. And so this palette, like I said, really pushed me out of my comfort zone. I felt like it inspired me to want to play around with color because these shifty shades on the lids are so beautiful, and arguably they're too beautiful not to use and not to just use them with some of these beautiful matte shades. Bella Beauté Bar, while they have such a stunning metallic formula, their mattes, I think, are even more impressive, which is insane for me to say because the shimmer shades are so beautiful as well. But the mattes perform so well. And that is my experience consistently with Bella Beauté Bar. I have 3 palettes from them, and every single palette, I love the matte shades. I feel like the mattes in any eyeshadow palette is where I tend to be a harsher critic, and I feel like Bella Beauté Bar really has a great matte formula nailed down. So I love the Strange and Unusual palette, and this is probably the palette I would recommend from Bella Beauté Bar, if not this next one that I'm going to share with you. The next palette from Bella Beauté Bar is my favorite palette from them, and it's the Poison Garden palette. And wow, this one is beautiful. So pretty. Here's what the packaging looks like. It is stunning. And then here is what the inside looks like. This is such a beautiful, like grungy, kind of smoky toned palette. It's so stunning. And I actually have a look on my channel where I created a look using this palette. And so be sure to check that one out. But This one is so good. And again, I do feel like this one, if you went in with some neutral tones, like matte wise, I feel like you could create a more neutral look within this palette, because some of the shades, some of the shimmer shades do lean a little bit more neutral. So I do feel like this palette is a little bit more wearable than for sure like the Strange and Unusual from them. But this one is stunning. Such a great formula. The mattes are beautiful. The shimmer shades are so beautiful. So this easily, like whenever I was planning this video, I was like, oh, easy. Bella Beauty Bar Poison Garden, done. Unearthly Fall Magic, done. Do you know what I mean? Like it was so easy. It came to me so easily. So really love this one from them. And I'm very excited to see what they're gonna come out with next year, because I've thoroughly enjoyed the formula. And then lastly, my final and fifth top palette from my indie palette collection is definitely my Simply Posh Cosmetics Cozy Cabin palette. This palette is so special to me. I don't know what it is. It's probably the packaging. It's probably that it reminds me so much of Christmas time and winter and the winter season, of course. And this palette, Simply Posh might be, like, I would say my top indie like brands that I've tried have been like Bella Beauty Bar, Unearthly, and Simply Posh. I feel like Bella Beauty Bar has the most beautiful color stories, and then I just love Unearthly's formula. And then when it comes to Simply Posh, their shimmer shades might be my favorite, to be honest. But anyways, this palette is stunning. It is stunning. Like, oh my gosh, I am just so in love with this palette, you guys. I love the more like orangey, kind of like more like autumnal shades in here. I love the more periwinkle, kind of like blue shades in here. Have I used the greens? I don't know if I've played with the greens, to be honest. I've definitely played with this side of the palette. I did a look with this palette, or this side of the palette. And so, oh my gosh, like this is just drool over like shades, in my opinion. Like, so good. Some of you have commented that you really want this palette. I would recommend that you follow Simply Posh Cosmetics on Instagram. They did say maybe like a week or so ago that they are bringing it back, but that's not going to have this packaging. It's going to just be, it looks like a cabin basically. It's not going to be very like Christmassy or anything. I think because they were trying to, what's it called? It's like do a quicker like release and like production of it. So they had to kind of like take away some of the other things that were going to take a little bit longer. I don't fully understand all of the processing of it, but they did say that they were going to bring it back. So definitely follow them, because I'm sure they're going to bring it back very soon. And I'm positive that it's going to sell out, because so many people have asked for this just based on like what I've seen in their comments. But those are my top 5 indie palettes within my entire indie palette collection, and honestly just eyeshadow palette collection in general. Well, no, indie, because I feel like, of course, there's other palettes in my collection that I love as well. But again, I've really loved and enjoyed testing out indie palettes this year and playing around with new brands. I have really just branched out when it comes to testing new brands. So I'm really excited to see again what comes out in 2025. And yeah, very excited. So what are your top 5 indie palettes in your collection? I know some of you have mentioned that you also really enjoy Bella Beauty Bar. I've heard like mixed feelings about Adept. I haven't heard too much about Simply Posh or Unearthly, so I would love to know. But if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Also, I would love for you to subscribe and be a part of my YouTube channel family here. Thank you so much for watching, and now I'll go ahead and see you in my next video. Bye.